Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Thursday morning because we're now hitting at 89% in our last 21 chairman package picks on my premium page. We had the Bucks -4 yesterday, and they took care of the Nets by 22 points on the road. And the good news is I have another chairman package pick going off here this evening. And if you sign up for my full access, all-inclusive chairman membership, you're going to get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to my chairman podcast absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on these free videos and what I do on my premium page. Well, what I do here with the free videos is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. What I do on my premium page is, well, I actually share with you which one of these free plays I actually like the best. Now, maybe if you don't need access to every single play of mine, but you might be able to use one of them, well, you may want to think about joining my daily best play. It's just $1.99 for 30 days of service. It gives you one premium selection of mine every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. I'm 3-0 my last 3 daily best plays, 4-0 my last 4 underdog tier package picks. And finally, folks, once again, I'm hitting at 89% my last 21 chairman package picks on my premium page. And the good news is I have plays going off in all of those packages here today. It's patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Pistons at the Celtics, 7:30 p.m. East. Now, Boston is the massive 17.5-point favorite, totals 232. And even though the Celtics could rest some players, I'm still not afraid of this number in this spot. The Celtics are still perfect in their own building this year, and they covered the point spread in 71% of those home games. And a lot of that success is thanks to some solid defensive effort. These guys are in the top 3 in defensive points allowed. Now, they're facing an historically bad Pistons team who lost 28 of 30 ball games this year, and they currently rank in the bottom 3 in scoring. Now, injury-wise, Stewart and Morris are out for Detroit. Brown and Tatum questionable for Boston. And like I said earlier in the video, they could sit some guys. But even if Brown and Tatum don't suit up here, the Celtics should be able to cover this number because Detroit is historically bad. Now, total-wise, the Celtics did see their last 4 straight get over the number. 7-2 to the over in their last 9. Meanwhile, Detroit saw 6 out of their last 9 get over the line themselves. Give me the Celtics -17.5 over 232. The next game, Mavericks Timberwolves, 8 o'clock East. Minnesota's -9.5, totals 228 and a hook. And for a team laying nearly double digits, the T-Wolves have struggled covering the point spread recently. They're just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4. And they really tend to slow down late. The T-Wolves are in the bottom 5 in the West in second half scoring. And it's not overly surprising. The T-Wolves are in the bottom 10 in three-pointers made. They're facing a Dallas club who's quite the opposite. These guys are making more three-pointers per contest than any other team besides one. Luka Doncic scores a team-best 33 points a game. That's actually most in the Western Conference. Meanwhile, Derek Jones, he is averaging double-digit points a game himself, and he's making nearly 50% of his field goals. Now, as a team, the Mavs are in the top 5 in the West in points per game. When it comes to the injury list, Karl Anthony Towns is questionable with a knee injury. Now, the T-Wolves are 62% to the under in their own building this year. They also saw unders more recently against the likes of Sacramento, Indiana, and this very Dallas team. Now, 5 out of the Mavs' last 6 contests fell under the total themselves. Give me Dallas plus 9.5, under 228 and a hook. All right, next game, Pacers Bulls, 8 o'clock Eastern start time. Indiana's -2, totals 241. And for those who don't know, the Pacers are really good at scoring points. These guys currently lead the NBA in points per game. They're also making over 50% of their attempts from the field. That's also a league best. Tyrese Halliburton's the team leader in points, 42% shooting from three-land. Meanwhile, Aaron Nesmith, he's knocking down nearly 47% of his attempts from beyond the arc. Now, they're taking on a Chicago club who really gets off to slow starts offensively. Chicago's second to last in the league in first half scoring. And no real surprise here, folks. They're a bottom 5 field goal making team in the East. Now, injury-wise, Levine and Vucevic are out for the Bulls. Bruce Brown inactive for Indy. The Pacers have gone 63% to the over in their road trips. They're also 6-2 to the over in their divisional contests. Now, Chicago went 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Pacers -2 over 241. Next game, Jazz Pelicans, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. New Orleans is -8.5, totals 239. And even though the Pels have been struggling recently, they should be able to smoke these guys tonight in the Smoothie King Center. They played relatively tough on defense for most of the season. These guys are in the top 3 in the West in defensive three-point percentage. Very tough to shoot from long distance against them. As a matter of fact, the Pels are allowing fewer second-quarter points than any other team in the league. And fortunately for them, they're facing one of the worst shooting teams in the West in Utah. These guys are in the bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They've also had a tough time getting the W on the road. Out of 18 contests away from Salt Lake City, the Jazz got the W only 5 times. Now, total-wise, Utah saw unders recently against the likes of the Pistons, Nets, and Kings. They also went 60% to the under in their last 10 meetings with New Orleans. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Now, the Pelicans saw unders recently against the likes of Houston, Charlotte, and the Lakers. Give me the Pelicans -8.5, under 239. Next matchup, Grizzlies Nuggets, 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Denver's -7.5, totals 225 and a hook. And even though John Morant's questionable to suit up here tonight, he's got that weird, I guess he's got that weird stomach bug or whatever's going around. A lot of guys have been getting sick in professional sports. But I still think the Grizzlies can get the job done here. They've got a solid scorer in Desmond Bane who averages over 25 points a game. Meanwhile, Triple J, Jaren Jackson Jr., he scores over 21 points per contest himself. And like I said, Ja's not scratched. He's just questionable, so he could very well suit up here tonight. And I'll tell you, as good as the Nuggets have been recently on the other side of things, they do struggle defensively in the second quarter. I know that's a weird, quirky stat, but they're in the bottom 5 in second quarter points allowed, so not completely polished. There are some holes here. And I'll tell you, as good as they've been on offense, well, they really don't shoot it great all the time. They're averaging just 11 three-pointers a game. Now, they've also got the second worst free throw percentage in the entire NBA. Now, injury-wise, Aaron Gordon's out for the Nuggets. Ja Morant, once again, questionable for Memphis. 4 out of the Grizzlies' last 6 contests did fall under the total. Unders against the likes of the Pacers, Thunder, and Rockets. Meanwhile, 6 out of the Nuggets' last 7 stayed under the total themselves. Give me the Grizzlies +7.5, under 225 and a hook. All right, next matchup, Heat Warriors, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Golden State's the 3-point favorite, totals 228. And even though the Warriors are starting to play well, they still have a tough time shooting in their own arena. These guys are a bottom 3 field goal shooting team at home. When it comes to defensive play, they tend to allow a lot of points late. They're in the bottom 10 in second half points allowed. They're facing a Miami club who leads the NBA in three-point percentage. They're making just about 40% of their attempts from beyond the arc. Of course, Tyler Hero's making 42% of his three-pointers. club leader in scoring. Bam Adebayo is second in the lineup in points per game, first in boards. Now, injury-wise, Lowry, Butler, Richardson, Robinson, and Martin are questionable for Miami. Green and Payton is still inactive for Golden State. Now, the Warriors did see unders recently against the likes of the Nuggets, Wizards, and Blazers. 3 out of Miami's last 5 contests against the Western Conference fell under the total themselves. Give me the Heat +3, under 228. Next contest, Spurs Blazers, 10 o'clock Eastern start time. Portland's -4, totals 234. And as bad as the Blazers have been this year, these guys do play some tough defense at times. They have the second lowest three-point percentage on D than any other roster except one. They have the second lowest defensive three-point percentage. And if you think you're going to score late on these guys, think again, because Portland is actually the league leader in fourth quarter points allowed. You just can't score on them in those final 12 minutes. Now, they're facing a Spurs team on the other side who doesn't score a lot of points late themselves. These guys are dead last in third quarter scoring. And when it comes to shooting from the field, well, they're not great at doing that either. They're a bottom 3 field goal shooting team. Now, injury-wise, Devontae Graham's sitting out for the Spurs. Ayton and Sharp inactive for Portland. 3 out of the Blazers' last 5 fell under the line. Meanwhile, the Spurs saw unders recently against the likes of the Bulls, Rockets, and Timberwolves. Give me the Blazers -4, under 234. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in that Hornets Lakers game, 10:30 Eastern start time. The Lakers are -13, totals 228. Now, I'll tell you this much. I'm not sure the Lakers are playing good enough basketball right now to cover this number. This is a big number. We're talking about 13 points. And they lost 6 out of their last 8, failing to cover in all but 2 of those games. And when it comes to offensive production, they're not scoring a whole bunch at home. The Lakers are in the bottom 10 in points per game in their own building. When it comes to shooting the 3 ball, they're a bottom 3 3-point shooting team at home in the league. Now, they're facing a Charlotte club on the other side who covered recently against the likes of the Clippers, Nuggets, and Pelicans. And in their last 6 conference games, their last 6 out-of-conference games, they covered the number 4 times. Now, obviously, there's not a whole lot these guys do well, but when it comes to inside shooting, these guys actually do that well on the road. They're in the top 10 in shooting from the field away from home. Now, injury-wise, Hayward's out. Williams and Miller are questionable. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, LeBron and AD are questionable. Cam Reddish day-to-day. Now, total-wise, the Lakers are 11-4 to the under in their own building. Good for 73% in that particular category. 6 out of Charlotte's last 7 stayed under the total themselves. Give me the Hornets +13, under 228. And with that, folks, we are going to jump into our quick pick recap. Give me the Celtics -17.5 over 232. Mavericks +9.5 under 228 and a hook. Pacers -2 over 241. I'm hitting at 89% my last 21 chairman package picks on my premium page. And the good news is we have another chairman package pick going off here today. The link for my site is in my bio. Give me the Pelicans -8.5 under 239. Grizzlies +7.5 under 225 and a hook. Miami Heat +3 under 228. Blazers -4 under 234. With my next and final pick for the video, give me the Hornets +13 under 228.